Tribal Judah, Tawada, read.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Which is 100 miles, within 100 miles of the coast, and extends eastward nearly to the river Niger.
Nearly to the what?
River Niger.
Nigger River.
The river, yeah.
Go ahead.
The land is described as remarkably fertile and tolerably well cultivated, producing Indian corn.
Indian, which is real, that Indian corn. Then I go back to the Northern Kingdom, and because the Northern Kingdom was known for planting corn. Because the Northern Kingdom, they used to leave and come across to the west coast of Africa.
Yeah.
It used to be interchangeable. When sometimes you go back, come over to the Americans.
Always trading with the
always trading with the brethren.
brethren.
It wasn't nothing new.
Yeah.
The Northern Kingdom used to come across to Europe when we was ruling in Europe.
And the Southern Kingdom used to come across to America.
Right?
A long history.
Long history.
Some of them programs now stand to speak about it. The trading that used to be going on. Even arms used to be trading in spears and other things like that.
Blacks before document, you know, blacks before Columbus and all these things.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And tolerably well cultivating, using Indian corn, millet, yams, rice, cotton, and indigo. The capital of Yariba is Eveo.
Right?
The people, alright, we'll move on to the people of Dahomey.
The people of who?
Dahomey.
The people of Dahomey, which is in Benin, the Dahomey kingdom, which was in Benin. Go ahead.
Who were kinsmen to the Yariba, knew them by their true or proper name, Ebeo, in which the Europeans struggle with the pronunciation of the name.
Yeah.
For example, Sir Francis Burton, commenting on the struggle, pronouncing the word Eveo, the word Ayo, he has greatly vexed West African writers like before the days of Clapton.
Because all of them, the researching with history and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
These Europeans, you know, and they're struggling with the name. Hence the reason they were struggling with the name so much until they end up coming to the word Igbo. Right? They end up coming to the word Igbo. Right? Go ahead.
Anvil uses go-go.
Go-go or Igbo.
Yeah, and Renel uses Gugu. Adams writes Hio or Io.
Yeah.
Right? The history of the Dahomey, 1793, gives us Yahoo.
Go ahead.
Right? From Snellgrave, Oyo.
Yeah.
Right? The Ebe people migrated 3,000 years ago when the Babylonians.
When the what?
When the Babylonians
Go ahead.
destroyed their kingdom along with ancient Egypt.
Hold it there. You will get that prophecy right in the book of Jeremiah. Right in the book of Jeremiah. Go and read it yourself. Go and do your own research yourself. You will get that prophecy right in the book of Jeremiah. Right? Undeniable proof, vocab. Undeniable proof. Read up.
Yeah. Right? So during the time.
So what that shows you that the Israelites was dwelling in Africa way before 70 AD.
Long time before 70.
Way before 70 AD.
Son, you're always going into Africa. Right?
Go ahead.
So during the time of the sub-Saharan and the transatlantic slave trade, millions of Ebe prisoners of war were sold and transported as slaves to North and South America and the Caribbean.
Go ahead.
Thus, their descendants in these countries are also Ebe.
And also Hebrews.
AKA Hebrews, which includes the free slave who was repatriated to Sierra Leone and Libya and Liberia.
Already, because hence the reason why Sierra Leone, their capital is named Freetown. Because when they so-called abolish slavery, right, and they will repatriate repatriate them back to the land, remember it was done already like what 400 years of slavery, right? So the descendants that know that newly come about that it's obvious they wouldn't know exactly what the ones who carrying them back, these Edomites who carrying them back, it's obvious they wouldn't know exactly where their ancestors had taken them from.
No.
The exact landmark where they took them from. Right? Likewise, their descendants, which was our ancestors, who is being repatriated back, we didn't know where our ancestors was taken from on the west coast. So what they do, they just take us and just dump us there in that region what they call Sierra Leone. Right? And the people, seeing that they're so-called free, right, they end up naming that place Freetown. That's how the name Freetown come about as the capital of Sierra Leone. To be in remembrance of the slaves being freed and being repatriated back to Africa. Right? Read that.
Yeah, that's what it is. So now, where did Bello get his information from?
So the Europeans then want to know, so where Bello get all this information from now? Go ahead, Ak.
Undoubtedly, Bello's statement was from information inherited and passed down by his Fulani ancestors.
Passed down by his who?
Fulani ancestors.
Because the Fulanis is not our people. And the Fulanis knows this.
But they know when we first came down to.
Because the Fulanis, they dwell to the north.
Yeah.
The Hausa Fulanis, they dwell to the north, which is the greater region of Nigeria. Whilst the Yorubas, the Yoruba people, they dwell to the west, right, to the southwest, and the Igbos, which is in Biafra land, they dwell to the southeast of Nigeria. Right? Go ahead, Ak.
Right. It is also interesting to know the amount of details in what Bello said.
It is interesting because he man know good. You know well good what he doing and who he persecuting. Go ahead.
That the Ewe people themselves,
the Hebrew people themselves, go ahead,
did not have such information.
We also himself had the information that this man having on me. Go ahead.
About their own origin.
About the own origin. Go ahead.
Right. Therefore, it is interesting to know how the Hausa Fulani know such information because Bello was a Hamite and Muslim.
Right? He was a Hamite and a Muslim. Right? Awesome for you. Read.
And at that time in history, the Bible informs of Christian missionaries had not reached his part of Africa.
So then, if the Bible vocab, where these wicked Edomites coming across and bringing the white Jesus Cesare Borgia, didn't even reach Mohammed Bello part as yet. Didn't even reach his kingdom. Didn't even reach the Sokoto Empire as yet. But yet still, that's still he and the people of the Sokoto Empire, which is the Fulani, the Hausa Fulani, who don't have no part to deal with the Bible. They don't deal with the Bible at all. Because the Bible wasn't given to them. The Bible is not their book. How the hell that they know that these people who they persecuted and putting into slavery is not their kinsmen? You explain that to me, Vocab. Read that.
Alright. Right. So Christian missionaries had not reached his part of Africa.
Right, but you know.
Right.
But you know, and the time more evidence, read.
Thus, it is fact that Bello's information did not come from the Bible.
Did what?
Did not come from the Bible.
It did not come from the Bible because they don't, the Fulanis, they don't deal with the Bible because they are not the Most High's chosen people.
And they are Muslims.
Right? On top of that, they are Muslims. Right? And how they became Muslims through Mohammedan. When Islam started to spread through Africa. That's how a lot of these Hamites end up taking over the Muslim religion. That's why the Sudanese, who is the true Egyptians, that's why they follow Islam to this day now. Because of Mohammedanism.
Yeah, Mohammedanism.
Right? But the Sudanese, the people in Sudan today, they are the true Egyptians. The people of Somalia, right? They are the true people of Libya, of Put. But what do they follow? They follow Islam. Right? Go ahead.
Right. The Bible, the book of Mohammed Bello's statement was published in 1836.
The book of Mohammed Bello's statement was because these Europeans, they made a book. They write a book about this man. Not he himself write a book about himself. They write a book about this man. Right? Read.
At this time in history, no independent proof.
No what?
Independent proof.
At that time in history, back in 1836. In 1836, when that book was written, no independent proof
of the Assyrians.
Of the who?
Assyrians.
Because notice, he talk about these people, they are the descendants of Canaan, of the tribe of Nimrod, right?
Yeah.
But we go back, right? I was going to deal with all with something here. Read.
Existed outside the Bible.
Right? The Assyrians, the history concerning the Assyrians, it wasn't written nowhere, no other book more than the blasted Bible. But how the man who don't even deal with the Bible didn't even come to his people yet, know about the Assyrian Empire. How? Read that.
Which means to say that how did this man mention the old capital of the Assyrian Empire?
Because the Assyrian Empire, its first capital was named Nimrod. Read that.
Right? And not getting it from the Bible, seeing he was a Muslim.
No, he didn't get it from the Bible, seeing he was a Muslim. Go ahead.
And European Christianity did not reach his path as yet in Africa.
Read that.
That can't go beyond
you can't go beyond that, boy.
Yep.
You cannot go beyond that. Read that.
Nevertheless, he knew the Assyrian capital when the Europeans never heard it anywhere apart from the Bible, which is found in the book of Micah chapter 5 verse 6.
Alright, so let me read now. So there's what I want you to do. I'll go in and read Micah chapter 5. I'll read it verse 5 and then verse 6, and here I want you to do. I want you to read Jonah. Drop that. Go to Jonah 1 and 1. Jonah 1 and I think 1 to 3. Watch this. This is Micah chapter 5. Micah chapter 5. Chapter 5. And on verse 5, I'll start at verse 5. And this man shall be the peace, and this man shall be the peace when the Assyrian shall come into our land. And when we shall tread in when he shall tread in our palaces, then shall be raised against him 7 shepherds and 8 people and 8 principal men, and they shall waste the land of the Assyria of Assyria with the sword, and the land of Nimrod in the entrances thereof. Thus shall he deliver us from the Assyrians when he cometh into our land, when he treadeth within our borders. Right? Because that's really talking about this prophecy. This is a back and forth. Right? This prophecy really talking about it's talking about Babylon the Great, because Babylon the Great, America is likened unto Assyria, and all these other wicked empires, right? Which is America we're talking about. But we keeping into the context of things with this history here. Because when you go back and do your research on the Assyrians, before they even come come into our empire, right? The first capital of Syria, of the Assyrians, was named Nimrod, right? Because Assyria is where you know today as modern day Iraq, which was bordering ancient Babylon, which is in modern day Iraq, right? You have to know, according to the elders and the apostles, you have to know the history in order to know the mystery. All right? So, give me the Jonah.
Jonah 1 and
That's not, yeah, go down, yeah, 1 and 1. And go down to verse 3.
Jonah chapter 1, verse 1. Now the word of Yahweh came unto Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry against it, for their wickedness is come up before me.
For the wickedness is what?
Come up before me. But Jonah rose up to flee unto Tarshish from the presence of Yahweh.
Like verse 3 there?
Like verse 3, yeah.
Alright, drop it in now. Now we now say Nimrod was the capital of Assyria, right? So now go to the Apocrypha now. Watch this. All this is reasons why they had us to take the Apocrypha out of the Bible. Go to Tobit 1, read verse 1, go down some scriptures, and then I will tell you when to jump to verse 10. The book of Tobit, that is just after the second Esdras.
Esdras right there. Alright, Tobit, what chapter?
Tobit 1.
1?
Yeah, Tobit 1.
Alright, Tobit chapter 1.
And I will go to our whole lot of scripture here.
May I read from verse 1?
Yeah.
Tobit 1 and 1. The book of the words of Tobit, son of Tobiel, the son of Ananiel, the son of Aduel, the son of Gabael, of the seed of Azael, of the tribe of Naphtali.
Right? Tobit was a Naphthalite, right? Go ahead.
Who in the time of Enemasa, right, king of the Assyrians,
Salmanassar, go ahead.
Right, king of the Assyrians, was led captive out of Tisbe, which is at the right hand of that city, which is called properly Naphtali in Galilee, above Asir.
Go ahead. Right, because this year it going into when the Assyrians, because when they go to Second Kings, and I will just read 2 Kings 17, 22 onwards. For the children of Israel walk in all the sins of Jeroboam, right, which is the northern kingdom, because remember after the death of Solomon the kingdom was split. Right? For the children of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam, which he did, and they departed not from them, until the Lord removed Israel out of his sight, as he had said by all his servants the prophets. So was Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria unto this day. Right? And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon, and from Kutal, and from Ava, and from Hamite, and from Sepharvaim, and placed them in the cities of Samaria, which is the capital of Israel, right, the northern kingdom, instead of the children of Israel, and they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof. So, right, so read up.
Alright, this is Tobit 1 and 3. I, Tobit, have walked all the days of my life in the way of truth and justice.
Yeah.
And I did many alms deeds to my brethren and my nation, who came with me to Nineveh.
Who came with me to where?
To Nineveh.
Who came with me to where?
To Nineveh. Into the land of the Assyrians.
Into the land of the where?
Of the Assyrians.
Of the Assyrians. So you see where Mohammed Bello was not lying?
He was on point.
You see where Mohammed Bello, that Hamite, was not lying? This is actual historical facts. And notice this. He did not get it from the Bible because they do not deal with the Bible. Read up.
Right. And when I was in my own country.
Yeah, read all the thing and then jump to verse 10.
When I was in my own country, in the land of Israel, being but young, all the tribe of Naphtali, my father fell from the house of Jerusalem, which was chosen out of all the tribes of Israel, that all the tribes should sacrifice there, where the temple of the habitation of the Most High was consecrated and built for all ages.
Right?
Jump to 10, right? And when we were carried away captive to Nineveh,
to where?
To Nineveh, all my brethren and those that were my kindred did eat of the bread of the Gentiles.
Right? Hold it in. Because the capital, it was changed from Nimrod to Nineveh. That's why Mohammed Bello was saying what he was saying. Because when you go back now to the book Babylon to Timbuktu, I'm linking every single thing here into that brother Uriah from IS Nation, again to Wara. To Wara. This is from Babylon to Timbuktu, page 92, Eldad the Danite. In the 9th century, a black Hebrew arrived in the city of Kairouan in Algeria, which was northern Africa. In this city was one of the famous Talmudic schools, because we was still there to show how wicked Israel, you understand? Because we not right waxing worse and worse dealing with this Babylonian Talmud. The name of this Hebrew was Eldad the Danite. He told a credible story, because it linking back right with Mohammed Bello, and linking right back to the Bible and the Apocrypha, right? Right? He told a credible story of a Hebrew empire south of the Sahara in the western Sudan, western side of Africa. According to Eldad the Danite, these Hebrews in the interior of Africa spoke a Phoenician Hebraic language, right? Because we were speaking the language of Canaan, because the Canaanites, they were speaking Hebrew. They were speaking Hebrew, right? Mixed with Arabic. They had a heritage which had come down from Moses and a Hebrew emperor. Right? Undeniable proof. It is believed that this emperor was named Cloutan or Boltan. Eldad said that the people of the tribe of this tribe had fled. Eldad said that the people of this tribe had fled from the kingdom of Israel after Sennacherib the Assyrian, right? After Sennacherib the Assyrian had subdued it, and that other Israelite tribes such as Naphtali, Gad, and Asher were in the land from which it came. Yeah? Because when the Assyrians came to conquer the land of Israel itself, the northern kingdom, a lot of them fled into the southern kingdom, right? And who fled across into Africa. So you're seeing where Lincoln.
Verse 18 here.
Where's that?
Read verse 18 here.
Yeah, read verse 18. Yeah.
It says Pt.2, chapter 1, verse 18. There's 2 bit talking here again, you know. And if the king Sennacherib.
If the king who?
Sennacherib.
Just as what Eldad the Danite bringing out here. Go ahead.
Had slain any when he was come and fled from Judea, I buried them privily. For in his wrath he killed many.
He killed many Israelites. So a lot of them had to flee. Right? Scattered. Right? Undeniable proof, Vocab. All praises.
Yeah, all praises.
So drop that now and continue reading here now. Because we almost finished.
Alright, let me see where I reach here. Alright. Okay, Nimrod being associated with the Assyrian capital.
Go ahead.
But some modern scholar disputed this fact.
Right? A lot of these Edomites was disputing Mohammed Bello and that fact that he was bringing out. Read that.
That is until 1849 to 1851.
Because Esau is not a faith-based kind of people. You have to really literally push facts in front of the face for them to believe now.
They can't, right? Archaeologist Austin Henry Layard discovered in northern Iraq.
In northern where?
Iraq. Ancient remains of 3 Assyrian cities.
Of 3 Assyrian cities.
Including Nineveh.
Including what?
Nineveh.
Including Nineveh, the ancient capital. So what that shows here, that Jonah, when Jonah went into Nineveh to prophesy, it was the Israelites who was taken captive in the Assyrian captivity. Is them he was going to prophesy to. Those were the Ninevites Jonah went to prophesy to.
It wasn't the Gentiles.
It was not the Gentiles. It was not of the other. It was not those Assyrians. All that is the reason why they had was to take the Apocrypha out of the scripture. Right? Go ahead.
This discovery silenced the skeptics.
This what?
Discovery silenced the skeptics.
It silenced the skeptics, the unbelievers, the gainsayers, the naysayers. It silenced them. It put them to shame. How the hell this Hamite could have all this solid concrete proof, boy? Because they know who we are and they do not like us. Go back to Psalms 83 because all you conspire. Go ahead.
Given the fact in 1826 an African monarch spoke of Nimrod.
Given the fact in 1826, because he discovered that in 1846. So the had us to put a tongue in the mouth, they had us to put a tail between the leg, because somebody who don't deal with the Bible, who has no knowledge of the Bible, tell them something from since 1826, and they come and they see it with their own 2 eyes in 1846. 1849 to 51, sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Go ahead.
An African monarch spoke of Nimrod,
which is Mohammed Bello, the second sultan of the Sokoto Empire. Go ahead.
In Assyria, long before Austin Layard's archaeological discovery.
Long before. Right? So we just have 2 scriptures. You know what? We don't take that. Give me back Psalms 58 and 1.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 58 and verse 1. Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yea, in heart you work at wickedness.
Yeah, in heart you work at wickedness, Vocab.
Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. You know, and go back to the wicked, the strength and the power. And the hands, right? Right? The wicked are estranged from the womb.
The wicked are estranged from the womb, which is you, Vocab.
They go astray as soon as they be born. Speaking lies.
Speaking lies. Speaking lies. Speaking lies. Go ahead, up.
Their poison is like the poison of a serpent.
Yeah, your philosophies, your wicked Christianity that they're trying to keep us docile with. Go ahead.
They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear.
Yeah. Right? You're like the deaf adder that stop that you don't want to, you don't matter how much truth we bring to you, you don't want to hear it. Right? Drop it from there, go to Psalms 73 and 8.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 73 and verse 8.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright? They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression.
Yeah, you Edomites, especially you Vocab, you're corrupt and they speak wickedly against oppression, but they speak wickedly against oppression.
Right? They speak loftily. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth.
Yeah. Speaking lies. Speak proudly. With your iconoclasm and all this wickedness. Right?
Verse 10.
Yeah.
Therefore his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them.
Yeah. That is a judgment. Go ahead.
And they say, how doth Yahweh know?
Yeah, how the Most High could know all what we do?
The secrecy yet?
Yeah.
And is there knowledge in the Most High?
Yeah, that's how proud these wicked Edomites, boy.
Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world.
Yeah.
They increase in riches.
They increase in riches because hey, they get the wool through thievery. Yeah, something. Yeah.
Wicked thing. Oh, that's just checking something.
When it done, they will just give them, because we had to finish off this year, they will just give them second adjust 6 and second adjust 6 and I think it's 7. And we go end it off there.
Right, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter
just
6.
the information I really wanted to bring over 1 or 2 little scriptures to prove something.
Yeah. Well, it proves
that's now, before you go there, I want to break down the Canaanites. Alright, Salakia. Give me Genesis 17:8, Salakia. Because before you want to talk about if you in case anybody want to Gainsay, when you say they are the descendants or the remnants of the children of Canaan, where Mohammed Bello had said now about in the beginning of the thing. So Genesis 17
chapter 17 and verse 8.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I will give unto thee.
He telling that Jacob, no, Abraham, Salakia, go ahead.
And I will give unto thee unto thy seed after thee.
Unto thy what?
Seed after
thy
thee.
Seed after thee.
The land wherein thou art a stranger. All the land of Canaan.
All the land of who?
Canaan.
All the land of Canaan.
For an everlasting possession.
For an everlasting possession.
And
Psalms,
I will be their power.
Psalms 105 and 11. Because when I say it talks about the Canaanite, when it was really the Israelites, the ancient Israelites.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 105 and verse 11, saying, Unto thee I will give the land of Canaan, the lot of your inheritance.
The lot of what?
Or your inheritance. Right?
That's why we was known as the children of Israel, aka the children in the land of Canaan, you know?
You can.
Or the Canaanites, sometimes they would call us Canaanites.
Same way they used to call us when if one part of the land Hivites or Hittites.
Yeah.
So they put but the carnal people thinking like, for example, what was his name?
Uriah the Hittite.
That's used to live in the area
of the Hittites. Where the Hittites was residing.
Yeah.
Right? Numbers 34 and 1. And then he will go to the last
Numbers chapter 31 verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye come into the land of Canaan.
When you come into the what?
Land of Canaan.
Go ahead.
This is the land that shall fall unto you for an inheritance.
For an what?
For an inheritance. Even the land of Canaan.
Even the land of Canaan.
With the coast thereof.
With the coast thereof. Right? With all the